Welcome back, everybody. In the kitchen with Karen Doster from the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning to you.
Good to see you.
You too, Amy. Thanks.
Fall is a great time to make a nice big batch of soup. I love making soup in the fall, and this one I think is really going to be good because it's got cheese in it. And
of course, yes. You know, Wisconsin cheese always makes everything better, and this is a great soup for the fall. It's a cheesy confetti soup, which has lots of vegetables in it. It's perfect for adults or kids. It's a great way to hide the vegetables in there, but tastes great too.
And then a fun topping that we're going to do. So first we're going to start. So it's a cheesy vegetable soup. It's a cream-based soup. So we're going to start making the roux. I think people are so nervous about doing this. Once you get into the swing of it, I remember the first time I did it, and I was a nervous wreck. And now it's like it's just nothing. I do it all the time.
Oh yeah, it's very simple. It helps to thicken the sauce.
Exactly. So butter we've got melted.
We've got some butter, and then we're going to put in about a half a cup of onions chopped and a cup of carrots chopped, and you notice that the carrots, all these vegetables are really finely chopped. That makes that confetti. That's what it's called, a cheesy confetti soup. So you want to cook that for about, you know, maybe a couple minutes till it starts getting translucent looking.
Okay.
And then when it gets to that point, you're going to add 3 more vegetables here. So you already have 2 in there, so this is great. What we have is some squash, another cup of squash. I use butternut squash or any kind of squash that you'd like.
That's kind of nice, something different to throw in soup.
And by them being small like that, it's going to cook a lot quicker. So not only does it you know, make it pretty and look like confetti, it does cook quicker as well.
And red pepper?
We have red pepper, a cup of red pepper.
Which is so good for you, and I love it, and it's sweet, and it's just, like you say, it's gorgeous color. And
then we have a cup of broccoli that's chopped up finely as well.
Okay.
So lots of great color in there and great flavor as well.
So at home, let this cook and hang out
this one will be about 5 minutes or so, and actually they recommend that you put a lid on it too, and that kind of steams it, and it quickens it up as well. So you can do that too.
Okay, and then broccoli.
The broccoli goes in with it.
Fresh broccoli that we just really chop that up fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So get that all mixed together, and after it had cooked about 5 minutes or so, then you're going to add 4 tablespoons of flour to your hot vegetables. Okay. And that butter's already in there, which does provide the roux base as well. So you want to get that all mixed together and let it cook about a minute. In the meantime, I have some milk warming, 3 cups of milk.
Okay.
So we're going to add that now to the vegetable mixture.
A minute or so longer. I just want to I still see some flour. While I'm letting this hang out, what kind of cheese?
The cheeses we're featuring in this is Wisconsin sharp cheddar cheese, which is one of my favorites. It has kind of a nutty, slightly beefy flavor to it, and it melts really well. And then Wisconsin Gouda cheese, which is always a great kind of buttery, rich flavor to it. And that melts well too. So this is going to just mix right in once we add the hot milk to it.
I'm still going to let this saute, and while that's doing that, let's talk everybody about these alphabet croutons.
These are so fun.
Are going to go on top.
This is something that will go on top, and to make it even healthier for the kids and the family too, we're using whole wheat bread. So I have some cookie cutters. Actually, you can use the really small ones. I've made some small letters, or maybe the bigger ones. I find it to be a little bit easier.
So like you could do the initial of the kid's name. I have a son named Riley.
That's right. There we go. We're doing it for him.
Enjoy this.
So you just press down on that. You have a cookie sheet. I have one right here. You have your oven at about 375.
Do you have another letter over there?
Well, how about an S or
a
P? I just brought a few that I had today.
Those are his initials, Rye S. So
there you go. Okay. All right. So we have
How'd you know that?
I don't know. I got lucky, didn't I? I really didn't know that. And you want to have some melted butter too that you can brush on there. And it goes into the oven for maybe about, you know, 6 to 8 minutes till it gets like slightly brown and toasted. I have some finished over here.
Well, you know, croutons too. First of all, soup and soup toppers are very much on trend. So when you go to a restaurant and you order a fancy bowl of soup, more times the less you're going to see you know, some sort of a great garnish. I was just at the American Club in Kohler, and they do an amazing beer cheese soup. It's so delicious. But they serve on top of it crumbled bacon, chopped scallions, and then on the side a bowl of homemade croutons. So you really get the whole experience. You've got the crunchies going on. So, you know, it's just, rather than serving a bowl of soup, it's great to serve some fun stuff along with it.
And you could put numbers for a birthday. You could put a heart for Valentine's Day, or a pumpkin shape. You know, cookie cutters are coming in all kinds of shapes and sizes. So that's something you could do. So in the oven that goes for about 10 minutes.
So we just use sandwich bread, but it's a great way to use leftover, French bread. I know at the American Club they use their leftover bread. They turn it into croutons. So just butter into the oven for
about 6 to 8 minutes, 375. Okay?
Every time I make homemade croutons, most of them disappear before they make it to the salad or the soup because they smell so good when the house. Sometimes I'll do a little garlic salt or pepper on there.
That would be fine too.
And we just eat them warm when they come out of the oven. Delicious. Okay, so back to the soup. We've got our croutons all toasted up. Okay, I'm just cleaning up our mess here. And then now we're going to add our warm milk.
All right, the warm milk.
Any salt and pepper to these veggies?
Yeah, you could add a little bit of salt and pepper. It calls for about a half a teaspoon of that, and maybe a little bit of pepper in there too. The taste is fine. And
now we've got our warm milk.
And you can also put some hot sauce in there as well. It's up to you. Some Tabasco sauce can work as well. You like a little bit spicier in there.
Okay.
All right. So then we want to get that all mixed together. You might even want to use the whisk to get that flour and butter incorporated, and it's going to begin to thicken.
And you'll see how quickly this happens.
Yeah.
Now, for people who want the recipes, I know you guys are always doing neat, different stuff. Tell us about that.
Well, this is actually featured in our fall issue of Great Pear Share, that online cookbook that I've talked about before. We have different issues each season, and this season it's featuring about 49 kid-friendly and family-friendly recipes using Wisconsin cheese. Anywhere from soups to desserts to pudgy pies, if you know what that is, around the campfire, casseroles, and that's at greatpearshare.com.